Very little is left of the ancient North American monuments. More than 90% of the structures that were documented in the 19th century are now completely gone. And of the less than 10% that remain, the majority have been vandalized and destroyed.
Discovering the ancient Maya civilization has been like piecing together a giant, fascinating puzzle. Picture this. Back in the 16th century, Spanish explorers led by folks like Hernan Cortés stumbled upon the remnants of a once glorious civilization, with towering cities now reclaimed by the jungle.
Oh, the tragedy of the North American pyramids. There was once more than 1 million of them. Only 100,000 are left now.
Sadly, their initial encounters weren't the most respectful. A lot of Maya history got lost or destroyed, thanks to biases and a general lack of understanding.
The horrendous catastrophe of the Spanish conquest. The Spanish sent ahead of them terrible diseases like smallpox.
Fast forward to the 19th century, and there's a renewed buzz about the Maya. This time, it's explorers and adventurers trekking through the jungles of Central America and the Yucatan Peninsula, hungry for knowledge about these ancient peoples. Two guys, John Lloyd Stephens and Frederick Catherwood, became the rock stars of Maya exploration. In the 1830s and 1840s, they journeyed to sites like Copan and Palenque, sketching and writing about their finds. Their work lit up the world's imagination with tales and visuals of the Maya's grand cities and sophisticated culture. By the 20th century, studying the Maya had become a serious scientific endeavor. Archaeologists got down and dirty in the ruins, conducting careful digs and uncovering secrets that the Maya left behind. Big projects at places like Copan and Chichen Itza peeled back layers of mystery, revealing intricate details about how the Maya lived, worshipped, and governed themselves.
If you have a relatively short time frame to deal with, then searching for a lost civilization becomes much more complex and much more difficult.
Discoveries at Tikal and Palenque gave us peeks into royal life, with their elaborate tombs and stunning artwork, not to mention proof of the Maya's knack for architecture and stargazing. The lost city of El Mirador, hidden for centuries beneath the dense canopy of northern Guatemala's jungle, stands as a monumental witness to the ancient Maya civilization's grandeur and ingenuity. Rediscovered in the late 20th century, this city has profoundly reshaped our understanding of the Maya, pushing back the timeline of their architectural and societal achievements to much earlier than previously recognized. Flourishing from the 6th century BCE, El Mirador was a preeminent city in the Maya world during the pre-classic period, centuries before the rise of the more commonly known classical Maya cities such as Tikal and Palenque. Its scale and complexity are astonishing, with sprawling urban centers, elaborate plazas, and sophisticated water management systems, including reservoirs and canals, that supported a densely populated area at its zenith. The centerpiece of El Mirador is the colossal Ladanta Pyramid. Towering above the forest, Ladanta is not just the largest pyramid in the Maya world, but also one of the most massive ancient structures in the world by volume. The pyramid's base covers an area larger than 9 football fields, and it rises to a height of approximately 230 feet. Constructing Ladanta would have required moving millions of cubic meters of earth and stone. A staggering feat given the absence of metal tools, the wheel, or domesticated beasts of burden. This monumental effort underscores the advanced engineering skills and social organization of the Maya, capable of mobilizing and sustaining such a large workforce. El Mirador's discovery also brought to light an extensive network of raised causeways, known as Saqbiob, connecting it with other cities and settlements across the region. These causeways facilitated trade, movement, and possibly acted as political and ceremonial pathways, illustrating the city's importance as a regional hub. One of the most intriguing theories about El Mirador, and the pre-classic Maya in general, concerns the reasons for the city's decline and eventual abandonment around the end of the first millennium BCE. Researchers speculate that extensive deforestation and the demands of large-scale agriculture may have led to environmental degradation, reducing the city's ability to support its population. This theory suggests a cautionary tale about the sustainability of human-environment interactions, echoing modern concerns about environmental management and conservation. Comparatively, El Mirador and its monumental architecture can be paralleled with ancient Egypt's Old Kingdom, which was contemporaneously constructing its own colossal structures, including the pyramids of Giza. Both civilizations achieved remarkable architectural feats without the advantages of modern technology, relying instead on a profound understanding of engineering, astronomy, and mathematics. However, whereas Egypt's pyramids served primarily as tombs for pharaohs, Maya pyramids like Ladanta were multifunctional, serving as temples and possibly observatories, reflecting the Mayas' integrated approach to religion, governance, and science. The decipherment of the Maya script stands as one of the most enthralling detective stories in the history of archaeology and linguistics. For centuries, the intricate hieroglyphs carved into stone monuments, painted on pottery, and written in the few surviving bark paper books remained a locked treasure trove of the ancient Maya civilization's wisdom. The breakthrough in the 20th century, primarily attributed to the insights of Russian linguist Yuri Knorozov, transformed our understanding of the Maya, unveiling a civilization rich in history, culture, and scientific knowledge. The Maya script is a complex system of glyphs which had stumped scholars for years. Early attempts at decipherment were hampered by the assumption that the script was purely ideographic, representing ideas rather than sounds, much like the Egyptian hieroglyphs before their decipherment. This led to numerous speculative and often incorrect interpretations of Maya texts. The turning point came in the 1950s with Yuri Knorozov. He proposed that the glyphs were not only logographic, but also phonetic, representing sounds. Knorozov's insight was based on the use of the Landa alphabet, a set of glyphs recorded by Spanish Bishop Diego de Landa, which had been dismissed by many as inaccurate. Knorozov suggested that these glyphs could represent phonetic sounds as well as logographic symbols. This approach opened the door to reading the Maya script as a fully functional writing system that included phonetic elements. Knorozov's work sparked a new wave of interest and research, leading to a collaborative international effort to crack the Maya code. Scholars such as David Kelly, Tatiana Proskouriakov, and later Linda Scheller and David Stewart, among others, made significant contributions. Proskouriakov, in particular, was instrumental in demonstrating that many inscriptions were historical records of Maya rulers and their deeds, rather than purely mythological texts as previously thought. This shifted the direction of Maya epigraphy towards historical reconstruction. One fascinating theory that has emerged from the study of Maya texts is the advanced nature of Maya astronomy and mathematics. The decipherment of the Dresden Codex, one of the surviving Maya books, revealed complex tables for predicting lunar and solar eclipses, the movements of the planet Venus, and the cycles of the Maya calendar. At the heart of their astronomical studies was the observatory at Chichen Itza, known as the Caracol. This structure, with its distinctive round dome and strategically placed openings, served as a window to the heavens, allowing Maya astronomers to accurately track the movements of Venus, the Sun, and other significant celestial entities. The precise alignment of the Caracol's windows with these celestial bodies' appearances and disappearances throughout the year underscores the Mayas' advanced architectural skills and their capacity to harmonize their construction efforts with their extensive knowledge of astronomy. This integration of astronomy into various aspects of Maya life highlights a civilization that valued the stars not merely as subjects of curiosity, but as essential guides for earthly endeavors. The Mayas' legacy in astronomy evidenced by their codices, observatories and calendars, offers a glimpse into a society that found harmony in the cosmic order and sought to align its terrestrial activities with the celestial rhythm. It's a tale not too dissimilar to the story of the Rosetta Stone and the Egyptian hieroglyphs, but with a twist. You see, the Rosetta Stone was like getting the cheat codes to understand Egyptian hieroglyphs because it had translations right there. But with the Maya, there wasn't a neat bilingual text lying around. Instead, figuring out what those intricate carvings and paintings meant required a mix of smart guessing, deep cultural dives, and a bit of detective work in understanding the symbols not just as pictures, but as a complex blend of sounds and meanings. Now imagine trying to understand a writing system that's not only about what things are, but also how they sound. And that's what the Maya script is all about. It's this incredible collection of over 800 different glyphs, making it one of the showiest, most elaborate scripts you could lay your eyes on. And the coolest part, we're still unlocking the secrets of this ancient script. The Maya script's ongoing decipherment is a reminder that history isn't just about looking back. It's a story that keeps evolving as we learn more.
Have you ever imagined stumbling upon a city lost to time, hidden beneath the earth for centuries?
Large cities flourished in the Amazon. Enormous cities.
When you have written documents that have survived, if you can translate those documents, you can begin to get a fair sense of how history was unfolding. It's a very treacherous and dangerous place to be.
Can you just imagine what other mysteries lie in await of human discovery with all the untouched areas of the world?
Explorations and archaeological discoveries in jungle environments have significantly expanded our understanding of ancient civilizations. These lush, often formidable environments have hidden the remnants of societies from the prying eyes of modern civilization until relatively recently. But now, with newer technologies, we are able to look into these jungles without having to venture on foot. The lost city of the monkey god, also known as La Ciudad Blanca or the White City, has been shrouded in mystery and legend for centuries. Tucked away in the dense and nearly impassable jungles of the Mosquitia region in Honduras, this enigmatic city captured the imagination of explorers, historians, and archaeologists who dreamed of uncovering a forgotten civilization. It first came into the limelight with aerial photographs in 1939 suggesting its existence, but it was not until the use of lidar technology in 2012 that significant discoveries were made. Lidar, which stands for light detection and ranging, uses laser light to map the ground below dense forest canopies, revealing hidden structures like plazas, mounds, and an impressive pyramid, which confirmed the presence of a major pre-Columbian settlement. Further explorations on the ground uncovered stone sculptures with Maya-like iconography, intricate terraces history in this lush region.
There was a Spanish traveler who crossed the entire width of South America. Some years after the conquest of Peru had begun, he reported seeing huge cities. Within 100 years, other Spaniards were in there exploring. They couldn't find the cities. So they said, he must have made it all up. And that's what academia continued to say. And they're only being found now.
Perched on the rugged hills overlooking the ancient city of Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire, stands the majestic fortress of Saqsaywaman. This colossal structure, crafted with mind-boggling precision and architectural genius, has withstood the ravages of time, silently guarding the secrets of a civilization long past.
This is one of those cases where the science is even more sensational than the headlines.
Imagine stones so large and perfectly fitted that not even a piece of paper can slide between them, and you begin to grasp the mystery and allure of Saqsaywaman. This fortress, more than just a military bastion, is a testament to the Incas' advanced understanding of engineering, astronomy, and their profound connection to the natural world, challenging us to rethink our perceptions of the ancient world. Its story begins long before it caught the eye of Western historians and archaeologists, having been a significant part of local life and culture well before the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire in the early 16th century.
The horrendous catastrophe of the Spanish conquest. The Spanish sent ahead of them terrible diseases like smallpox.
The Spanish first encountered Saqsaywaman during their conquest of Cusco in 1533. Led by Francisco Pizarro and his brothers, the conquistadors were immediately struck by the grandeur and precision of the fortress, which was then a central feature of the Inca capital. Among the earliest and most vivid descriptions we have of Saqsaywaman were penned by Pedro Sancho, Pizarro's secretary. Writing shortly after the fall of Cusco, Sancho's detailed accounts, alongside those of his contemporaries, provided a first glimpse into the size of the stones and the sophistication of the construction, laying a foundation for future archaeological investigations.
That's me, for scale, standing beside that block.
As the 19th century rolled around, the ruins of Saqsaywaman piqued the interest of international travelers and scholars, spurred on by the growing field of archaeology. Notable among these was Ephraim George Squire, who visited Peru in the 1860s. His detailed sketches and descriptions further fueled worldwide interest and brought more attention to the site's historical and architectural significance. By the early 20th century, the first systematic studies were underway, mapping the site's structures and attempting to understand its historical context. However, these early efforts were often limited by the techniques of the time and a colonial mindset that occasionally misinterpreted the site's purpose and construction.
Archaeology gives this work entirely to the Incas, even though the Incas themselves recognized and honored the work of predecessors.
Advancements in archaeological methods in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, including digital mapping, detailed stratigraphic analysis, and remote sensing, have significantly enhanced our understanding of Saqsaywaman. These modern techniques have shed light on the construction sequence, the true extent of the site, and its various phases of use, ensuring that each stone and artifact found continues to contribute to the story of a civilization known for its remarkable architectural feats and deep integration with its environment and the cosmos. The construction of Saqsaywaman stands as a pinnacle of Incan engineering and craftsmanship, incorporating advanced techniques that continue to puzzle historians and engineers even today. The massive boulders used in its construction were quarried from limestone deposits around Cusco, and transporting these behemoths, some weighing as much as 200 tons and spanning several kilometers, remains one of the great enigmas of Incan ability. It is believed that thousands of laborers, without the aid of the wheel or large animals, maneuvered these stones using nothing but logs, ropes, and collective human strength. The cutting precision of these stones is nothing short of extraordinary. The Incas mastered a technique known as ashlar masonry, which allowed them to fit stones so tightly together that no mortar was needed. The fit is so snug that not even a blade of grass can slip through the joints, which also provided significant earthquake resistance. The stones could shift slightly and resettle without causing the structure to collapse, an essential feature in the earthquake-prone Andes. Moreover, the architectural layout of the walls, composed of gigantic stones in a zigzag pattern, forms 3 parallel lines that merge into a formidable barrier. This design served not only as a strategic military defense, but also held symbolic meanings, perhaps representing the teeth of a puma, with Cusco itself theorized to be laid out in the shape of this sacred animal when viewed from above. Expanding beyond its visible structure, the layout of Saqsaywaman is deeply complex and extends into both ceremonial and strategic realms. The zigzag walls, stretching over 600 meters, seem to echo the jagged peaks of the Andes themselves, blending the natural landscape into its sacred architecture. This design not only provided a stunning aesthetic connection to its surroundings, but also reflected the Incas' profound reverence for nature and the deities believed to reside within these natural elements. Researchers have also suggested that Saqsaywaman's design incorporates an acoustic feature. Tests have shown that sounds made at certain points within the complex can be clearly heard across vast distances without any echo, indicating a sophisticated understanding of sound dynamics. This acoustical engineering would have been particularly advantageous during large gatherings and ceremonies, allowing leaders' voices to be projected to extensive crowds. Additionally, the site's astronomical significance is highlighted by the orientations of its walls and specific architectural features, which align with celestial events such as solstices and equinoxes. Continuing with the architectural and engineering marvels of Saqsaywaman, the Incas demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in water management by incorporating an advanced drainage system within the construction. This system was critical in handling the heavy rainfalls typical of the region, effectively preventing erosion and water damage to the structure. Alongside this, the tiered terraces not only provided a robust defense mechanism, but were also ingeniously used to manage soil erosion and fertility, likely supporting gardens or smaller structures within the complex. When comparing Saqsaywaman to another iconic Inca site, Machu Picchu, some intriguing differences and similarities emerge, particularly in terms of purpose, function, and construction techniques. Saqsaywaman, often misconceived solely as a fortress due to its massive walls and strategic location, primarily served as a ceremonial site and a symbol of imperial power and divine authority. In contrast, Machu Picchu, built around the mid-15th century, functioned as a royal estate for Emperor Pachacuti and was heavily focused on religious ceremonies and astronomical observations. The construction styles of these two sites also reflect their differing roles and philosophies. Saqsaywaman is characterized by the use of enormous stones, meticulously fitted together without the use of mortar. This construction technique, showcasing large-scale monumental architecture, was likely intended to display power and durability. On the other hand, Machu Picchu, while also renowned for its precision stonework, utilizes smaller, more regularly shaped stones that integrate seamlessly with the natural landscape, reflecting an overarching philosophy of harmony and balance with nature. Moreover, the locations and overall designs of Saqsaywaman and Machu Picchu further highlight their distinct purposes. Saqsaywaman's position on a high plateau overlooking Cusco gives it a robust, militaristic, and expansive design, symbolizing its role as a guardian over the capital. In stark contrast, Machu Picchu is nestled between mountain peaks, often enshrouded in mist, creating a more secluded and mystical ambience that is designed to blend into its mountainous surroundings, emphasizing its spiritual and retreat-like nature. These strategic choices in location and design not only served practical purposes, but also conveyed the spiritual and cultural values of the Inca civilization. Continuing the exploration of Incan architectural ingenuity, Saqsaywaman not only stands out as an architectural and ceremonial masterpiece, but also as a strategic military fortress, exemplifying the Incas' deep understanding of military tactics and effective landscape utilization. Its defensive characteristics are meticulously designed, blending the natural and constructed environments seamlessly. Strategically perched on a hill overlooking Cusco, Saqsaywaman's elevated position offered the Incas a crucial vantage point from which they could observe any approaching threats. This advantageous positioning provided ample time to prepare defenses or mount counterattacks, making it an integral part of the region's security. Access to Saqsaywaman was deliberately limited, with a few heavily guarded entrances. These were intentionally designed to be narrow, forcing attacking forces to enter in reduced numbers and become vulnerable to attacks from defenders positioned along the walls above and to the sides. Within the walls, the arrangement allowed for excellent visibility and easy communication between different sections of the fortress. Signal fires and other forms of visual messaging were used to coordinate defensive efforts across Saqsaywaman and with other nearby fortifications, further enhancing its defensive capabilities. When comparing the defensive structures of Saqsaywaman with those of medieval European castles, like the iconic Edinburgh Castle in Scotland, several intriguing contrasts and similarities come to light. Unlike the stone and mortar construction typical of European castles, Saqsaywaman's walls were crafted using the ashlar technique, which involves fitting stones together without mortar. This technique not only provided significant earthquake resistance, but also ensured there were no weak points like mortar that could be easily undermined or eroded. Both Saqsaywaman and many medieval castles share the strategic positioning on elevated ground, a common defensive feature that underscores the universal tactical advantage of controlling high ground. This strategic similarity highlights the shared understanding of defensive architecture across different cultures and epochs, each adapting to their unique environments and technological capabilities.
In 1513, when Piri Reis drew the map, Antarctica had not been discovered. In fact, it wasn't discovered until 1818 by our civilization. It's based on more than 20 earlier source maps, which Piri Reis told us went back in some cases to before the time of Christ.
Have you ever imagined a world where the icy expanse of Antarctica was once a lush, verdant jungle? The Piri Reis map, a mysterious cartographic relic crafted in 1513, might hold clues to such a forgotten past.
The Earth's climate was very different from how it is today. There's undoubtedly a time when Antarctica was lush and green.
Renowned for its astonishing precision and enigmatic depictions, this map intriguingly includes what some believe to be the coastline of Antarctica, mapped out centuries before its official discovery. This discovery raises tantalizing questions. Was Antarctica once free of ice, teeming with dense forests and diverse wildlife? And could ancient maps like the Piri Reis offer proof of Earth's dramatically shifting climates and landscapes?
From time to time, the entire outer crust of the Earth, like the skin of an orange, might shift. If that happens, Antarctica could have been in warmer latitudes and could have been shifted into colder latitudes.
Join us as we delve into the secrets preserved within ancient maps, exploring a world vastly different from our own. In 1929, a remarkable discovery was made in the Topkapi Palace Library in Istanbul by Gustav Deisman. Amidst a collection of parchments, he unearthed the Piri Reis map, a world map drawn on gazelle skin by the Ottoman Turkish admiral and cartographer Piri Reis in 1513.
So this map appears to incorporate many features that are not supposed to have been known about in 1513.
This historical artifact has since captivated scholars, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike, not just for its intricate detail and accuracy, but also for its enigmatic portrayals of the globe's coastlines, including what some believe to be the coastline of Antarctica.
Why don't they see the same thing that you do?
They think it's just fantasies of the map makers.
Mapped over 3 centuries before its official discovery by a Russian expedition in 1820, the map is renowned for its astonishing precision in depicting various coastlines. For instance, the eastern coast of South America and the Caribbean islands are outlined with a precision that far surpasses many contemporary maps of the era. The Brazilian coastline is detailed with river inlets and capes, which many European maps at the time either overlooked or misrepresented. Moreover, the map is filled with annotations that provide a rich historical context, shedding light on the maritime knowledge of the early 16th century. These notes are not just practical, detailing crucial information about ocean currents, but also ethnographic, offering insights into the early encounters between Europeans and indigenous populations. The map even ventures into the realm of the mythical, with depictions of legendary islands and sea creatures that reflect the folklore and seafaring culture of the period. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the Piri Reis map is its depiction of a southern landmass connected to South America by a narrow isthmus.
I think we're looking at hints and clues that something is missing in our story.
This portrayal includes detailed geographical features like mountain ranges, bays, and inlets that bear a striking resemblance to the subglacial topography of Antarctica, as it might appear without its ice sheet. These details are speculative yet align curiously well with modern seismic data, despite the fact that this area was not officially discovered until 1820 and not accurately mapped without ice until much later with advanced seismic equipment. This unusual depiction on the map suggests that Admiral Piri Reis may have had access to source maps of remarkable antiquity and accuracy.
It's based on more than 20 earlier source maps. That he put all these maps together and derived his own map from these.
The theory surrounding the Piri Reis map opens a captivating chapter in the study of cartography and ancient civilizations, intertwining historical mysteries with speculative archaeology. This fascinating map, far exceeding the geographical knowledge of its time, has led some to propose that it might be based on sources from a pre-glacial era, potentially crafted by an advanced maritime civilization. Such a theory not only challenges our understanding of historical timelines, but also sparks broader discussions about the sophistication of ancient societies. The hypothesis of advanced ancient mariners suggests these navigators possessed the technological expertise to travel vast oceanic distances and create precise maps of their voyages. This level of proficiency would necessitate a deep understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and physics, attributes that are evident in civilizations renowned for their astronomical prowess, such as the Maya and the ancient Egyptians. Moreover, the widespread myths and shared architectural styles across distant ancient civilizations, such as pyramidal structures in Mesoamerica and Egypt, hint at a possible global interaction facilitated by seafaring skills.
I believe that it's worth considering the possibility of a remote common ancestor, which passed down key information that was inherited by later cultures.
These connections could indicate that these societies shared more than just architectural concepts, perhaps even cartographic information. Continuing with archaeological parallels, the legend of Atlantis as described by Plato, of a technologically advanced civilization lost to the sea, echoes this theory.
Ooh, archaeologists hate the word Atlantis. Because they've proved that Atlantis could never have existed, even though they have not looked at the parts of the world that need to be looked at.
While often regarded as a mere myth, the story of Atlantis resonates with those who theorize about prehistoric cultural exchanges mediated by a seafaring civilization. Such narratives provide a metaphorical framework that some scholars use to conceptualize real yet undiscovered advanced maritime societies. Another compelling site that aligns with this theory is Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey.
Huge enclosures under the ground that they haven't excavated yet. The story of Göbekli Tepe is just beginning.
Dated to over 10,000 years ago, this site features sophisticated megalithic structures that predate Stonehenge by thousands of years, challenging conventional views on the development of early human societies.
It's going to require us to reconsider our whole dating sequence on megalithic sites around the world.
The complexity of Göbekli Tepe suggests that advanced societal structures and knowledge systems, possibly including navigation and map-making, could have existed much earlier than traditionally accepted. Additionally, mysterious underwater structures like the Yonaguni Monument in Japan add to the speculation about advanced prehistoric civilizations. These formations, controversially interpreted by some as man-made, might represent remnants of a sunken civilization that had sophisticated maritime technology. Such underwater discoveries continue to fuel debates and curiosity about the extent of prehistoric human achievements and their capabilities to navigate and understand the world around them. It's fascinating to consider how archaeological discoveries could provide a foundation for legends of advanced ancient civilizations. This integration suggests that stories of seafaring gods and heroes, such as Poseidon or Gilgamesh, might not just be mythical tales but could actually represent cultural memories of real historical figures from a globally connected ancient world. Take, for instance, the Vinland map, which surfaced in the 20th century and is purported to date back to the mid-15th century. This map includes a depiction of Vinland, a region of modern-day North America's northeast coast, famously associated with Norse explorations around the year 1000 AD. The controversy surrounding the map's authenticity, particularly debates fueled by conflicting scientific tests on the ink and parchment's age, adds a layer of mystery. If genuine, the Vinland map would be the earliest known depiction of the Americas, predating Columbus's voyages. Another intriguing comparison is with the Kangnido map, a pre-modern East Asian map from 1402, created during Korea's Joseon dynasty. This map predates both the Piri Reis and the Vinland maps, and shows a generalized view of the known world at that time, including an oversized China and India, and a recognizably outlined Arabian Peninsula. Reflecting the Joseon dynasty's keen interest in geography and its diplomatic relationships, particularly with China and Japan, the Kangnido map underscores the historical significance of cartographic knowledge in facilitating trade and diplomatic missions in East Asia. Unlike the controversial aspects of the Piri Reis and Vinland maps, the Kangnido map is well documented and recognized for its historical accuracy within the scope of contemporary Asian knowledge. These maps not only showcase the cartographic skills of their respective cultures, but also highlight the global nature of medieval exploration and the interconnectivity of various societies through trade, exploration, and possibly even shared mythologies. As we delve deeper into the history of cartography, it's clear that maps from different cultures and eras offer unique insights into the geopolitical and philosophical mindsets of their creators. For instance, the Ming dynasty maps from early 15th century China, such as the Daming Hun Yi II, which is an amalgamated map of the Great Ming Empire, showcase an impressive level of detail and scope. These maps presented the world from a distinctly Chinese perspective, centering on the vast expanse of the Ming Empire, while also extending to parts of Africa, Europe, and the rest of Asia. The cartographic techniques used were advanced for the time, incorporating grid systems and a consistent scale that European maps only started to use inconsistently much later. Unlike many European maps focused extensively on maritime exploration, the Ming maps prioritized land masses and political boundaries, reflecting their primary use for administrative and imperial purposes.
For hundreds of years, the Angkor Wat was abandoned in a dense forest, a jungle. The scale of the ancient remains of Angkor Wat are 500 times larger than the pyramids. It is more difficult to construct the remains of Angkor Wat than to construct Los Angeles of the United States again.
The Khmer Empire, known for its remarkable architectural achievements and extensive territorial reach, has been further illuminated by modern lidar technology. This advanced tool has allowed archaeologists to peer beneath the dense jungle canopy, uncovering hidden aspects of this ancient civilization.
And that is the center of the Khmer Empire, right there. That's the area that we're going to be looking at.
Two significant sites, Angkor and Mahendraparvata, have been the focus of extensive lidar surveys, revealing a wealth of previously unknown details about the empire's urban planning, water management, and agricultural practices. The Khmer Empire, particularly its epicenter at Angkor, has long been renowned for its architectural grandeur and sophisticated infrastructure. The advent of lidar technology has provided unprecedented insights into the scale and complexity of Angkor's urban sprawl, water management systems, and extensive road networks. These discoveries have significantly expanded our understanding of this ancient civilization, uncovering a host of new details about its construction methods, architectural styles, and the logistical prowess required to build such an expansive empire.
The prehistory of this place, at least of Cambodia, is not well known.
Between 2012 and 2015, a series of lidar surveys revealed the true extent of Angkor's urban sprawl. These surveys covered over 1,000 square kilometers, extending far beyond the well-known temple complexes of Angkor Wat and Angkor Thom. The detailed scans unveiled a densely populated urban environment with a highly organized grid-like pattern, showcasing the empire's sophisticated urban planning. The scans uncovered thousands of previously unknown residential areas, each consisting of houses, courtyards, and urban blocks. These residential zones were systematically arranged, reflecting a high degree of planning and social organization. Each household likely included wooden structures built on stilts, which have since decayed, leaving only the foundations visible through lidar. These homes were complemented by communal spaces and agricultural plots, indicating a well-balanced urban lifestyle. Angkor was revealed to be a hydraulic city, featuring an intricate network of canals, reservoirs known as barrays and moats. These systems were crucial for irrigation, flood control, and sustaining the urban population. The network of water management structures showcased the Khmer Empire's engineering expertise, with meticulously designed channels ensuring efficient water distribution and management.
Archaeologists don't know the truth of Earth history. It is just that they keep on making noise.
The West Baray, one of the largest man-made reservoirs in the world, measures approximately 8 kilometers long and about 2 kilometers wide, with a capacity of around 50 million cubic meters. It played a pivotal role in Angkor's water management system. The East Baray, slightly smaller but equally impressive, was similarly designed to manage water resources efficiently. These barrays not only served practical purposes, but also held significant religious and symbolic meanings. The construction of these waterworks involved elaborate spillways, dikes, and water channels. The spillways were engineered to manage water flow during the rainy season, preventing floods and ensuring a stable water supply year-round. The dikes and channels were constructed using massive sandstone blocks, each weighing several tons. These blocks were quarried from the Kulen Mountains, approximately 40 kilometers away, and transported to Angkor through a combination of riverine and overland routes. Lidar technology has also revealed a network of ancient highways radiating from Angkor, connecting it to other major centers within the Khmer Empire. These roads were meticulously planned and constructed, reflecting the empire's emphasis on connectivity and control. Lined with rest stops and administrative outposts, these highways facilitated travel and communication across the empire. Some outposts included large structures, possibly serving as storage or garrison facilities, indicating their importance in maintaining the empire's cohesion. The discovery of raised causeways highlighted the advanced construction techniques employed by Khmer builders. These causeways, often several kilometers long, were elevated to remain functional during the monsoon season. Lidar scans also uncovered numerous previously unknown temples and structures, some buried under centuries of vegetation.
This area became Indianized at this point. Indian patriots claimed that this was actually Greater India.
These discoveries included both small shrines and large temple complexes, enhancing the already rich religious landscape of Angkor. Among the newly discovered structures were small shrines with intricate carvings and large temples with multiple sanctuaries, reflecting the diverse architectural styles and religious practices of the Khmer Empire. Detailed mapping of remote temple sites like Bante Chmar revealed intricate bas-reliefs and hidden chambers. Located in northwest Cambodia, Bante Chmar is one of the largest temple complexes outside Angkor. The bas reliefs at Bante Chmar depict scenes of battles, religious rituals, and daily life. The temple complex also features large enclosures and moats, indicative of its significance and scale. The types and sizes of structures discovered through lidar are varied and impressive. Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument in the world, covers an area of 401 acres. Constructed primarily from sandstone blocks, some weighing up to 1.5 tons, Angkor Wat is renowned for its grandeur and intricate bas-reliefs. Bayon Temple, known for its enigmatic smiling faces, features 54 towers adorned with 216 stone faces. The temple's complex structure includes numerous galleries and chambers, constructed using massive stone blocks. Ta Prohm, famous for the intertwining roots of large trees enveloping the temple ruins, exemplifies the blend of nature and architecture. This temple complex is extensive, with multiple courtyards and corridors, creating a sense of discovery and enchantment. The lidar scans also revealed the layout of residential and administrative buildings. Although the wooden structures have decayed, their stone foundations show the layout of residential areas. These houses were built on stilts to protect against flooding and pests. Along the highways, several large buildings likely served as administrative centers. Constructed with laterite and sandstone, these buildings featured multiple rooms and storage areas, highlighting their multifunctional use. Stone blocks used in these constructions were primarily sourced from the Kulen Mountains. Sandstone blocks, the primary material for temple construction, were transported to Angkor using a combination of river and land routes. Some of these blocks weighed as much as 1.5 tons. Laterite blocks, used primarily for foundation work and less visible structures, were sourced locally. Their porous nature made them easier to work with, though they were less durable than sandstone. In 2012, archaeologists using lidar technology rediscovered Mahendra Parvata, one of the first major capitals of the Khmer Empire. This city, situated on Phnom Kulen Mountain, predates the famous Angkor Wat and offers a glimpse into the formative years of Khmer urban development. The lidar scans covered the dense jungle canopy, uncovering the hidden city and providing a comprehensive map of its layout. The city featured a grid pattern with clearly defined residential areas, public buildings, temples, and roads. The scans uncovered thousands of structures, including residential homes, administrative buildings, and religious complexes, illustrating the complexity and sophistication of the city's planning. Numerous temples, many dating back to the early 9th century, were discovered beneath thick jungle foliage. These temples provided valuable insights into the religious practices and architectural styles of the early Khmer Empire. Among the notable discoveries were Prasat O Paong and Prasat Damre Krab, which featured unique carvings and architectural elements, showcasing the artistic and religious fervor of the period. The discovery of causeways and bridges demonstrated the advanced engineering capabilities of the Khmer builders. These structures allowed for efficient transportation across challenging terrains, including rivers and valleys. The causeways were often elevated and lined with laterite and sandstone blocks, ensuring their stability and longevity even during the rainy season. The lidar scans revealed large-scale agricultural terraces on the slopes of Phnom Kulen Mountain. These terraces were used for rice cultivation and other crops, demonstrating sophisticated agricultural techniques that supported a large population. The terraces were meticulously constructed to manage water flow and prevent soil erosion, indicating a deep understanding of agronomy and environmental management. The presence of reservoirs and channels indicated a complex water management system designed to irrigate the terraced fields and manage seasonal water flow. These systems were essential for sustaining agriculture in the mountainous terrain. The reservoirs, known as barays, were strategically placed to collect and distribute water, ensuring a stable supply throughout the year.
It's been said in many, many different cultures around the world that a lot of these structures were built at a very rapid pace. So you're talking about calculus, you're talking about geology.
Yeah.
I mean, how did they know how to build this? We're talking about something, in my opinion, super ancient. But these sites are all really majestic and super ancient.
Today, we're diving into one of the world's most enigmatic archaeological mysteries, the Bada Valley megaliths. Nestled in the lush landscapes of central Sulawesi, these ancient stone structures have baffled experts for over a century.
But this is thousands of years and it's still sitting there perfect. I bet if you fill it with water, the water wouldn't even leak out of it.
Who built these colossal statues and stone jars? What secrets do they hold about a forgotten civilization? Join us as we uncover the mysterious origins and fascinating theories behind these remarkable relics. Located in the Lor Lindu National Park of central Sulawesi, Indonesia, the Bada Valley megaliths first came to the attention of the Western world through the efforts of Dutch colonialists in the early 20th century. During a 1908 Dutch military expedition, Dr. Nicolaas Adriani and Dr. Albertus Christian Cruyt documented these remarkable stone structures. Their meticulous reports and photographs marked a pivotal moment in the scholarly exploration of these ancient artifacts. Dr. Adriani and Dr. Cruyt were not merely military explorers, but also seasoned ethnologists with a keen interest in the cultures of Indonesia. Their documentation included detailed descriptions, measurements, and photographs, which were essential in preserving the initial data about the megaliths. These early records remain a valuable resource for researchers today, as many of the megaliths have since weathered and eroded. Their efforts sparked a wave of academic curiosity that has continued for over a century, although the remote location and challenging terrain of the Bada Valley have limited extensive archaeological studies.
Nobody honestly knows who did the work. We simply know that it was an ancient civilization that obviously had advanced technology.
The origins of the Bada Valley megaliths are shrouded in mystery. No written records or definitive oral traditions link these structures to a specific culture or time period, leaving their creators and purpose open to interpretation. This absence of concrete historical context has led to a multitude of theories, each offering a different perspective on these enigmatic stones. Determining the age of the Bada Valley megaliths has proven challenging. Some researchers estimate that the megaliths could date back as far as 2000 BCE, based on stylistic comparisons with other ancient Southeast Asian artifacts. Others argue for a more recent origin, proposing that they were created around the 14th century CE.
All of these places are likely pre-cataclysmic, so at least 13,000 years old.
The primary difficulty in dating these structures lies in the lack of organic material associated with them, which precludes radiocarbon dating. In the absence of direct dating methods, researchers have turned to indirect clues. For example, the weathering patterns on the stones suggest they have been exposed to the elements for many centuries. Additionally, the tools and techniques required to carve such hard stones indicate a sophisticated level of technology that was not commonly available in the region until later periods. Despite these efforts, the precise timeline of the megalith's creation remains elusive. A unique and particularly fascinating aspect of the Bada Valley megaliths is the presence of a megalith known as Langke Bulawa. This particular megalith is not only one of the largest, but also features detailed carvings of human-like figures. The intricacy of these carvings suggests a high degree of skill and artistic expression. One intriguing theory about the Bada Valley megaliths proposes that they were created as part of a complex system of territorial markers and spiritual waypoints. According to this hypothesis, the megaliths were erected by a prehistoric culture to demarcate important areas such as tribal boundaries, sacred sites, or routes used for migration and trade. This theory is supported by the strategic placement of some megaliths along ancient pathways and near water sources, suggesting they may have served both practical and ceremonial purposes. An interesting comparison can be drawn between the Bada Valley megaliths and the Moai statues of Easter Island. Both sets of megaliths are characterized by their large carved stone figures, which display a remarkable level of craftsmanship and effort.
He actually speculates that they were able to temporarily turn the stone into a form of plasma.
However, while the Moai are primarily found along the coastline and oriented towards the sea, possibly serving as guardians or representations of ancestors, the Bada Valley megaliths are scattered throughout a lush inland valley. This contrast in placement and presumed purpose highlights the diverse ways in which ancient cultures utilized and interpreted their monumental stone creations. The Bada Valley megaliths are renowned for their diverse shapes and sizes, reflecting a variety of forms and functions. These ancient stone structures can be categorized into several types, each with its unique characteristics and presumed purposes. The craftsmanship involved in creating these megaliths indicates a high level of skill and a deep cultural significance. The statues, or arca, are anthropomorphic megaliths that often resemble human figures. They range from crude, roughly hewn shapes to more refined and detailed representations. Typically, these statues depict heads with prominent facial features including eyes, noses, and mouths. Some statues also include arms and other body parts, adding to their lifelike appearance. The most famous of these statues is Palindo, which stands approximately 4.5 meters tall and weighs several tons. Palindo is one of the largest and most well-known figures in the valley, characterized by its distinct facial features and overall grandeur. The name Palindo means the entertainer, suggesting a possible ceremonial or cultural role. Other notable statues include those with less defined features, indicating a range of artistic expression and possibly different time periods or cultural phases. The kalamba are large cylindrical stone jars, believed to have served various purposes, including as urns or water containers. These jars are meticulously carved from single stone blocks and vary significantly in size and design. Some kalamba are over 1 meter in diameter and can reach heights of 1.5 meters or more. A unique aspect of these jars is that some have lids, while others do not. The lids are often as carefully carved as the jars themselves, indicating their importance. The kalamba jars sometimes feature intricate carvings and motifs, which may include geometric patterns or symbolic representations. These jars are thought to have been used in burial practices, possibly as urns to hold the remains of the deceased or for ceremonial purposes involving water. Their size and craftsmanship suggest they were significant items, potentially used by high-status individuals or in important rituals. Stone basins and bowls of varying sizes are another significant category of the Bada Valley megaliths. These structures often feature intricate decorations and motifs, which may provide clues about their usage and cultural importance. Basins and bowls range from small handheld sizes to large immovable structures that could hold significant amounts of liquid or other materials. Some of these basins are intricately decorated with carvings that include geometric patterns, animals, or symbolic motifs. The creation of the Bada Valley megaliths would have required sophisticated techniques and tools, as well as a well-organized workforce.
So what happened to all these tools?
Whoever did the work came, brought the technology, and then took the technology with them somewhere.
The megaliths are carved from hard stones such as granite and basalt, which would have been sourced from local quarries. The initial quarrying process involved separating large stone blocks from bedrock, likely using a combination of chiseling, hammering, and possibly heating and cooling techniques to create fractures. Once quarried, the massive stone blocks would have needed to be transported to their final locations. This would have involved a significant logistical effort, likely utilizing wooden sledges, rollers, and possibly animal or human labor to move the stones across the valley's challenging terrain. The fine carving and finishing of the megaliths were achieved using a variety of stone tools, including chisels, hammers, and grinding stones. The precision of the carvings, especially on the harder stones, indicates the use of advanced techniques and considerable skill. Some megaliths feature intricate designs and motifs that suggest the use of finer, more specialized tools for detailed work. A unique and particularly fascinating fact about the Bada Valley megaliths is the presence of a megalith known as Lanka Bulawa. This structure is a large stone slab with a carved human figure lying prone. One interesting theory posits that the Bada Valley megaliths were part of a vast interconnected network of megalithic cultures that spanned Southeast Asia. This theory suggests that there was significant cultural exchange and communication between these ancient societies, which shared similar techniques, artistic styles, and possibly religious beliefs. The spread of megalithic structures across this region may reflect a shared heritage or influence, hinting at a much more interconnected prehistoric world than previously thought. A compelling comparison can be made between the Bada Valley megaliths and the stone carvings of the Olmec civilization in Mesoamerica. Both cultures produced large, anthropomorphic stone statues with distinct facial features, although separated by vast distances and different historical contexts. The Olmec heads, known for their detailed and expressive facial features, bear a stylistic resemblance to some of the Bada Valley statues, particularly in the emphasis on facial expression and scale. This comparison underscores the universal human inclination to create monumental art and the possibility of convergent cultural evolution in different parts of the world.